You get a raid and it's like, oh well, what am I seeing, right?
What are you seeing? What is this madness? Welcome, everybody, to Abyss Divers, episode 3, part of our FyrLight Adventures. And oh my goodness, it's another Monday. I think the crew is a little battered today. I'm not gonna lie. We're all excited, but we're all seeming a little worse for wear this week. I don't know. Magic, you said you had a good casting this weekend. That's nice.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. Mimi, you and I were describing the fact we didn't sleep very well last night, so we're struggle busting a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
But the game must be played. We have to keep going. So to catch everybody up, last time on Abyss Divers, we had the crew pick up mid-combat, where our new recruits, fresh out. Yes, that is the Lord Fern, by the way.
I
Fern,
have
love
not
your
seen
face.
Lord Fern in, like, I kid you not, 4 years.
Yeah.
It has probably been 4 years.
And probably not on this platform.
Gosh.
And probably
and
not on this platform.
MagickMoonShot, and not
yes.
this username either. Oh my gosh.
I know. Wait, what pirate looks like he's still painting? Where's your eye moves? It's just like, or like all the TikTokers that just like take the old paintings and cut out the mouths. I love it so much.
That's really funny.
They're really good. I'll still protest, and they like make funny faces. Oh, it's so good. Back from the dead. Yes.
Good to see you, Fern. Oh my gosh.
Huh. Oh, now he's moving his face.
I just had a whole flood of memories. Oh man.
I know. Dingus popped in my stream the other day too. Just made me all happy. So many fans.
I just want to point out I can't be more animated than Pi because that would be sad.
Well, technically, you are more animated than Pi.
You're fully animated.
Given you are completely animated. There's no stands or buts about this here. Annie Hoozles, but it's good catching up, for sure. Oh, sorry guys. Again, we're a little discombobulated tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get this started. So again, last time on Abyss Divers, our crew of new recruits, Lexi, Quaid, Ido, and Barry, all were in a transport from the training facility of Cerberus Gate to Siren City, and en route they got a distress call that some glitches had run amok and had basically hijacked a load of supplies and other things, and they needed to go help get it back. So Georgie and Frankie, who are the two drivers of the transport, dropped them off in the outskirts of town, and the crew had to make their way through and gauge glitches for the first time IRL. And you know what? I think you guys did pretty good. I think you did. I think you did pretty okay. You know, lots of fun, lots of blue screens. We got some B-sods for Lexi. Quaid was just racking up double kills and triple kills, and Barry absolutely held it down like a boss, tanking damage for the crew. And Ido was showing us her moves she learned from her mom. And I feel like that is going to be a allegory.
Still mad that it worked. I think the piece of you is like,
I'm not.
That shouldn't have worked.
I'm not mad. I think this is why TTRPGs are fun. I'm caught off guard by the justification. I was thinking maybe gymnastics, maybe you did parallel bars or something. Oh no, I learned it from my mom. She taught me how to use the pole because she was a stripper. I'm like, what? Huh? For shame. Right? Like, I don't know, how do I process this in the moment? It just catches you off guard. Anyway. And what's going on, Lunchbox? So, any hoozles. Team did good. They survived their first encounter with glitches. They got their first look at some variety of glitches, and made some friends along the way. Picked up a friend, Joshua, who's a medic, and was introduced to another character who was a lancer who was affectionately referred to as B-Dubs, but no one really stopped to ask his name. He just destroyed lots of things with his spear, and that was pretty much that. But the crew got picked back up on the other side of town by Frankie and Georgie, and we're on the horizon as the sun is pretty much down at this point, staring off into the abyss that is Siren City. So, Siren City, for those that need a little refresher, is a bustling metropolis located somewhere in the nowheres of North Carolina. It's a trio of towering skyscrapers and advanced technology. It's built around a mysterious labyrinth, which is said to be the source of cybernetic creatures known as glitches. The entrance to the labyrinth is obviously heavily guarded by Cerberus Gate. That is why you all have been hired. That is why you guys are en route, is to ensure the protection of Siren City and the surrounding area from these creatures. To add an extra layer of protection, the city is surrounded by a giant wall. Even as you're crossing the horizon, you can see this wall. It rises up from the ground in a most imposing fashion, really breaking up the landscape. But your eyes are drawn upward as you can see 1, 2, 3 layers of city. Lights gleaming, whites, neons, colors. You can see flashes of light moving around as you assume vehicles and trains are going in the distance. Let's see. In addition to kind of the cityscape, your eyes would be drawn, especially as you move closer, to a large kind of cylinder that seems to extend and is a kind of connecting point through the center of the city. As Frankie and Georgie are kind of talking and kind of hyping you guys up a little bit after that first successful mission, they kind of turn their sights to the city. Yeah, Georgie, it never gets old, does it?
No, it never does get old. It's a beautiful sight.
Really is. I remember the first time that I laid eyes on Siren City. It wasn't quite this tall. They hadn't quite started working on the third layer yet. Still a crazy sight to behold, though. When was the first time you saw it, Georgie?
Well, it was probably a little after you. They'd already started on the second tier of the city. But I do remember I was coming in. It was majestic. There was a blimp flying with a sign that said, "Welcome to Siren City." It was almost like a title drop for a show.
Well, you know, they try to be really welcoming. I mean, people pay enough to live here and to work here and to, just be with all this high tech. The least they could have is a blimp. You might as well just take all the holographic panes on the sides of the buildings and have them light up at night that says, "Hey, Siren City, best place in the whole universe."
What's a blimp?
Georgie's going to look back and just be dumbfounded. You don't know what a blimp is?
Not really.
You got that fancy computer there. Can't you just, ding it or something?
I suppose I could. Starts typing it in. They talk about
ding it or, Foogle it.
There's something called the Heineberg? Yeah. Hudenberg? I don't know. It blew up. Is that a blimp?
Well,
And then
probably.
she kind of shows the screen, and what you see is like that famous picture, the hidden Hindenburg going into the ground aflame. Why would you want blimps if they do this? She goes back to her computer and just kind of sits there.
You're a special one, aren't you?
Is there like windows in this truck or whatever?
So you guys are basically in almost think of, like the old World War II Uriel trucks, troop transports.
Right.
You're in something like that. So there's no really backside or sides. It's got a tarp over it, but you still have the air, and there's a window and a door to the cab.
Got it. So I think that what Ida would be doing, if there's like a window to the cab, and then like obviously where they're driving is the city, she's gonna be sitting like staring out that window, just trying to catch any glimpse of Siren City as they drive up.
You certainly can. It's by far the only thing out this way. As you're coming over the hills and kind of down into this valley, it's just wide open. There was nothing here really before this labyrinth showed up and they started building the city on top of it. And there is still nothing around it now. Siren City, from what you've heard, is a completely self-contained ecosystem with its basically its own city. It has its everything that one would need. You have shops and eateries and utilities, and the complexity of the infrastructure is second to none in the world. You can see that there are massive columns extending around the outside that seem to support each of these layers as they go up. It's just an incredible thing. Nothing else on the world exists that looks like this.
And like have we ever been here before?
Highly
Because this isn't like where our training was.
No, this was not where training was.
Okay. So I think if Ido catches like a glimpse like through the window that's through the front of the truck, that's through the windshield, she's gonna move all the way to the back of the truck instead and kind of like sit up on the tailgate and then like lean out around the side to try to like, kind of like the dog that sticks their head out the window to see except without her tongue sticking out. But she's gonna be leaning out the back of the truck just to kind of like soak in the whole experience.
After that dance you gave the other day, I'm sure you'd have your tongue hanging out now too.
I mean, listen, some things are special just for combat situations. So.
Shots fired. Any hoozles. So yeah, you make your way in. Frankie and Georgie keep kind of talking a little bit back and forth and discussing different things about the city. And, Frankie's talking about how he remembers seeing these big pillars being built and how they, supposedly pipe a whole bunch of infrastructure and elevators and things through each one, and how they have self-contained, kind of first responder type facilities that cover various areas within the city. And it's just really complex, and he's just going on. And, it really is a modern marvel if you see it. I mean, they've got garages on each level, and each level takes care of a portion of the city, and each portion of the city is made up into different kind of cultural centers. So you get a slice of life, and everywhere you want to go. You want to go to Chinatown, you got Chinatown. You want to go to New Mexico, you can go to New Mexico. You want to go to Little Italy? I mean, you can go get some pasta. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, isn't it, Georgie?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely beautiful. I mean, there's this one little place down on 3rd Street. You guys should check it out. They have the best dogs around. You'd almost think it was real meat.
Are you talking lower 3rd Street, Georgia? You're talking middle 3rd Street.
Oh, upper lower 3rd Street. It's about near Mid Street, but not quite there yet.
You gotta take me there. I don't know that I've eaten at that place. I'm a fan of a good dog, though.
Why would you eat a dog?
A hot
Well,
dog,
why don't you?
Lexi.
Oh, okay. Goes back and types.
Yeah, they got every type of dog you want. They got the sausage dog, the hot dog, the lobster dog. I mean, if it's got dog in its name, they probably serve.
Lobster dog.
You've never had a lobster dog?
I mean, I've had a lobster roll, but not a lobster dog.
Unfortunately, all I'm getting in my head now is just Bubba from Forrest Gump just talking to like just grilled shrimp gumbo,
Shrimp jambalaya.
shrimp jambalaya. Just keeps going, and it's like days of him just rattling off shrimp shows. I feel that's what Georgie's doing right now, just rattling off. They got chicken dogs, they got turkey dogs, just all the dogs. Oh man. Anyway, so you make your way closer, and as you continue to encroach on the city, let me go ahead and see if I can swap out our music here a little bit. As you slowly make your way towards the city, and everything starts to come into a bit more focus, on the top of the hill, you kind of feel like everything is larger than life, but still far away. So you don't quite get the full effect of the context until you're driving up to the gates and you see the wall rising up 20, 30, 40 feet in the air, reinforced steel concrete that, despite its imposing structure and safety that it provides, you realize that this wall is here for more than just to protect things from getting in. From your training, you understand that these walls are to help protect against glitches getting out. And those thoughts can do with you what they will. You drive through two massive gates, and as you do, you can see that there's still a bit of room inside the gates before you get into the main city center. You see roads leading off in different directions. There are massive trucks moving various things at this level. You begin to see a whole ecosystem kind of never sleeping as trains are moving, ferrying things from one place to another. You start to see industrial buildings off to one side where you see massive apartment complexes that stretch from floor to ceiling on this first layer. Looking up into the first layer as you're driving, you can see that the whole ceiling is holographic and looks like the night sky. You almost trick yourself staring up at it, forgetting for just a moment that it's an illusion. Quaid, are you okay?
I just hurt my foot. It's all right.
It's all right, son. I get a little teary-eyed when I see it, too. Always brings a little tear to my eye.
Yeah, Ido still has her head like out the back of the truck sitting on the tailgate, and she's just like visibly weeping at this point.
Of course she is.
As you drive further into the city and you see just more of how the city is constructed and you're kind of turning into city streets, you begin to see the transport kind of veer off in a direction towards more the outside after having driven through a little bit of the city center. And you can see a massive ramp extending up the whole entire side from the lower layer to the mid layer. And as you do, you start to ascend. And once again, it almost feels like an optical illusion, as most of the walls of the buildings on this layer are holographic. And so they're projecting views and images of outside to make the space feel more open than it really is. Driving up the on-ramp, you begin to see transport trains next to you. You can see people just sitting calmly, going from one place to another. And staring off the side, you can just begin to see over the wall as you continue to extend upwards the reality of nature beyond the wall. reaching the second level, there's a whole different sense to the architecture. Whereas the kind of lower level is very industrial and has a not quite the homey feel to it that you would expect. It seems much more like your run-of-the-mill average city as opposed to a high-tech center of the world. That all goes away when you get to the second level. The buildings feel so much more modern. The architecture almost so unique that it's foreign. Strange shapes to skyscrapers extending upwards. You can see multiple levels of buildings as ramps continue to connect various places within this level. Ido, as you stare up, go ahead and give me a perception.
$14.
Yeah, Ido, you, as you're taking all of this in, kind of look up, and you can see at the height of some of these buildings are swimming pools sticking off the sides, and you can see people swimming in them off the high rises, suspended above the ground. You can see cars slightly hovering above the road. You see some traditional cars as well. But this whole area screams modernity. It's cleaner. It's crisper. Everything feels sharper on this level. But then injected with these beautiful areas of kind of garden art and architecture. Big squares with open shrubs, bushes, and trees, bringing just a little bit of the outside into the inside. And as you're kind of staring, you kind of feel yourself caught with some momentum as the vehicle turns down a street.
Holds onto her double bag of cash a little bit tighter.
And with that turn, you kind of focus your eyes back towards the center of the city. And whereas on the lower level, the kind of center had a kind of dull look to it. And again, had a lot of holographic kind of panels around it. So it was really kind of masked. It just kind of was this big obstruction in the center of the city. But on the second level, you see massive translucent panels extending from, again, the base of this layer all the way through to the top of this layer. And they're windows. Lights on in most of them. And you see in big, bright letters, Cerberus Gate. Yeah, Georgie, we're almost here. Another successful route. What do you want to do when we get in?
Well, you know, I mean, I actually don't know. I might go hit the bar, get a drink. I think we deserve a drink after a nice day's of work.
I think that's a good idea, Georgie. I think, I don't know. Should we take the newbies to the Vamp Noir, or should we take them to someplace a little more? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Georgie? You tell me.
I don't know if we should take them anywhere. They might need to get a little recuperating. I mean, that one, the one with hanging out the back with her head like a dog. I mean, she looks a little beat up.
Just a bunch of scrapes and flesh wounds. I mean, it's nothing serious. I'm pretty sure that the medics got everybody patched up before they left.
Well, that's still going to take some time to heal, but that's fine. I mean, the Vamp Noir might work. I mean, show them somewhere respectable, let them see what they can get to.
Absolutely. I think that's the ticket, Georgie. I think that's the ticket. And he kind of turns back. Hey, newbies, listen up. Georgie and I are going to treat you to your first drink at the Vamp Noir. Or should I say, the Vampire Noir. It's a upscale bar, just for divers. It's inside Cerberus Gate, so you'll find it no problem. Once you get settled, meet us there.
Vampire Noir. Remember that one.
Do you have a problem with the way that I talk?
No, I was saying I had to remember the Vampire Noir.
I was about to say, you and I have a very similar accent. It's a little,
I
little
wasn't
different.
making fun of the way you said it.
It's similar. Listen, I get a lot of crap for the way that I talk. But it's how I talk, okay? I got a big personality. Just like she's got a big bow and you got a big hat. And that one's got a big bag of something. She's clutching like it's her last meal. Anyway, so we're almost here. When I drop you off, we're going to be in the garage. You're going to want to take the elevator up to the first floor. I know this looks like the first floor, but it's not the first floor. It's basically the garage in the mid-level. So you're going to see on the elevator a series of buttons. There's going to be an L. There's going to be an M. And there's going to be a T. It's the low tier, the mid tier, and the top tier. And then you're going to see numbers next to them. That's the given floor. Right? You're going to want to take the garage level for the mid tier and go up to mid-level 1. You're going to look for a building. It's got a big old lock symbol on it. That's the locksmith. They're the ones that take care of all the divers. They should be able to let you know where you're going to stay and all that good stuff and yada, yada, yada. Whenever you get done getting all your stuff unpacked, come meet us at the Vampire Noir. That's on floor number 2. Think you can handle that?
Oh, I can.
Good. Because we're here. And you see, you just hear the engine running. All right, newbies. We got to go and park the car. You guys get out. Elevator's over there. I thought you said you weren't making fun of the way I talk.
Now that time I was. I'm sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Even after I told you I liked your hat. I don't understand. Get out of the truck. Get out of the truck.
Yeah, we'll see you at the Vampire Noir. Now you, Quaid, that's a weird name. Anyways, Quaid, just for you, because you're such a nice fellow, I think you should go, when you get to the locksmith, make sure you tell Miko she's got a beautiful smile today.
All right, I will.
Now get the hell out of the car.
Let's see. As she's getting out, pulls out that old book she was reading earlier and says, maybe we can talk more about this.
That has a lot of words.
Well, he said that he remembered reading this book at one time, and it would be really nice to, talk to somebody about it that knows about it.
Yeah, isn't that I told you about it, Georgie, that I am of the Rost Maiden. Isn't that it?
Oh, is that what the name of it was? The cover was really worn when I picked out the book at the used bookstore, 'cause
Yes.
that's where I had to go get it. And so I didn't really know what the title was.
Yeah, I am of the Most Maiden. I am of the Frost.
Oh, that was
Maiden.
that trashy romance novel where everyone kept hooking up, right?
No,
And there's that crap
No.
fuck.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that stuff at all. I remember there being a handsome barkeep for sure, and he ended up having a happily ever after with one of the heroines of the story. what was her name again? I think her name was Estia, and she was known for her honey. So it worked out well for those two. And then there was another guy. His name was, what was his name? He died and got back to life. His name was Draytha. Draytha, that's what his name was, right? Have you gotten to that part yet? Oh, did I just spoil the book? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I've read it. I don't know how many times. That's why it's so nice to be able to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, but Georgie, that was the one I was telling you about, right? He died and he came back to life, and he had a girl that he had shacked up with for a little bit. She really was all tore up that he had, made a violent end. It was just really a tricky. I don't know. I don't want to go into all the details, but it was. While there's some romance to it, as any good story has, there was plenty of action. I mean, the whole ending scene was fantastic. There were giant sharks and a yeti and a big flying bird, and then some crazy ice queen witch lady that kept turning into different things. I'm telling you, Georgie, if you haven't read it, you're missing out. You're missing out.
I mean, you kind of spoiled it for me, because I remember clearly that one night we were drinking, and you were telling me about you cried because that one lady died at the end.
Oh, George, why'd you have to say that, Georgie? Why'd you have to bring that up? You always got to bring that up, Georgie. Why?
I always have to stop reading before that because it's so sad.
It is sad. She was so good, and if it wasn't for that other lady who just came in randomly at the end of the story, and just start casting spells everywhere all willy-nilly, she would have been okay. She would have been okay.
What a Karen.
It was the Karen. Is that some newbie thing? I haven't heard this term before.
Well, they used to call like women that would be all weird and get all upset Karens. She's kind of a Karen.
I think that at this point, Ida's like doing a vlog recording, and she's just gonna like accidentally back up and like bump into Lexi. She's gonna be like, "Okay, guys, first time in Siren City. I know that we might be in the middle of a garage right now, but if you had seen the sight that I saw as we were driving in, absolutely." That she's gonna bump into Lexi on accident. And, oh no, my video.
Lexi's like, what did I do?
Oh well, I'll take another. I'll try another take anyways. This lighting is really just not doing it for me anyways.
You're just gonna. Frankie's just kind of blotting his eyes with his handkerchief, and he puts it back in his pocket. All right, listen. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm still a little choked up. It gets me a little. Her name was Poppy. Okay, she was beautiful, and she was the apple of every man's eye. And she just didn't have enough time. I can't. Oh, Georgie, hold me, man.
What did I miss?
Poppy just kind of Poppy. Lexi kind of just pats him on the arm. It's okay. It's okay.
Wade's already walked off.
Lexi, I need your help with something.
What's that?
Okay, do you know what the value of like paper dollar bills is currently?
I suppose I could look it up for you.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Maybe we should go get checked in and then we can do all that.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't hear any of the instructions about where we're supposed to go. I was trying to record a video, so
we're supposed to take the
They all
elevator up to the mid first floor. Right, Frankie?
Barry's holding the elevator currently.
Frankie's already gone. He and Georgie are weeping. He and Georgie are weeping.
Barry just waves at you. Come on, can't hold this elevator forever.
I'm gonna sling her duffel bag.
Quaid was already over there waiting with Barry.
Just sling her duffel bag and start jogging over to the elevator. Ow! Ooh! Ow! Sprained my ankle.
Sprained my ankle.
When I imagined kicking the wretch to death, I didn't understand the repercussions of how it hurt my foot in the process. But you know what? Style points still count. So.
Are you sure you want to carry that?
I mean, it's not too heavy. I think I'm okay.
All right.
I know you're used to carrying everything, Barry, but this one I got.
Well played. You all enter the elevator. And again, this is a kind of a stunning it's different. You know, it's an elevator like you've seen, but the doors seem super thin and it is glass all the way around. And so as you hit the button for M1 and you ascend, you almost don't feel like you're moving. You just see. And it's a very odd feeling where your stomachs kind of maybe creep up a little bit on you because everything's so smooth and you just begin to elevate effortlessly without any kind of hearing of mechanisms or anything that you would be used to seeing in kind of a normal situation for you. And all of a sudden it just kind of stops and it just settles in an uncanny kind of way and the doors open up. And you are on the first floor of Cerberus Gate.
First floor of Cerberus Gate, huh?
Yes. The first floor of Cerberus Gate Mid.
Assuming that Barry pushed the right button in the elevator.
Correct.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Ow.
I didn't give him a check for it. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that Barry
thanks,
can
Ivy.
read.
I mean, like
Wow.
maybe.
Barry,
like,
can you
okay,
read?
fine. Yeah,
And
yeah.
be
give my
nice
job
to the
somebody
man
who's
that
not
carries
It
everything.
wasn't
It's
an
not his
insult.
fault. He
I
can't
Man.
I
read.
thought maybe you want to go
Man.
exploring or something. Like, I
Lexi
don't know.
Lexi kind of sees the
Wow.
lock off in the distance and starts kind of wandering off.
Lexi hits every button.
Yeah, she goes like this as she walks out. Sadly, that's something Mimi would do in real life too.
Yeah, you.
Fingers right down both
Christmas tree.
sides.
Yeah, as you guys begin to walk through the elevator door, Lexi, you would kind of hear this kind of voice projecting behind you, and it's, "Welcome to Cerberus Gate Mid, first floor." And as you do, you kind of see, as you're walking, this kind of projection pop up next to you, and it shows a little bit of a map of the first floor. And you can see where the locksmith, or you can see kind of where you are as this big dot kind of on the outer ring of this facility. And then you can see kind of a central staircase that goes up to the second level, but then also locksmith, you can see transportation, and like pointing arrows for housing and other things at higher levels.
Well, we got to go to the locksmith, so that seems like the way to go.
Do you try and interact with it at all, Lexi, or do you just look at it?
Just look at it and start walking off.
As you walk off, the screen just kind of falls down. And it just kind of dissolves into nothingness. And then the rest of you, as you exit the elevator, something similar happens to you and you are all able to kind of see a map. Does anyone do anything with this hologram, or do you all just follow Lexi and just walk?
I press on the locksmith.
As you press on the locksmith, you can see a little prompt that pops up and says, "Would you like assistance in navigation?"
Yes.
As you click the yes button, you see the hologram kind of move in this really ethereal fashion to the floor, and you begin to see little arrows kind of guiding your path on the floor.
Oh. A waypoint. Let's go.
I was thinking like airplane path lighting, but okay.
Yeah, there's like little like androids in the floor that are just like holding little things. No. It's just more kind of holographic projection just on the floor. It's just kind of giving you a little guiding path towards the locksmith. And not surprising, it's just heading right there with Lexi. Lexi, as you kind of approach the locksmith, you see this kind of really large space with a very big opening on the front. As you kind of enter the locksmith, you're greeted by this open space with high ceilings, well lit with these kind of neon lights in various colors, but they're warm and make you feel kind of comfortable. The floors are made of a polished black marble, giving it this sleek modern feel. The walls are all adorned with holographic displays showcasing the Cerberus logo, the locksmith logo, and various job boards with job listings. You kind of get a sense of organization as you enter the room, where various kind of spaces designed to make it easy for abyss divers to locate jobs and accept positions and get help from Cerberus staff. And with the added security of a labyrinth entrance, as you can see in the back of the building. You remember reading. Well, actually, that's a good question. Should I give me a intelligence check? I'll just try and keep it high level for now, because I'm still trying to get used to the checks.
Where's
Lexi,
intelligence?
because she was first. It should be one of your main
It's at
checks.
the top next to your picture.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
There's a lot of checks that I'm still trying to get used to.
9.
9. Yeah, so you would have remembered, obviously from training about the locksmith, you would understand that this is a place where you go to get your quests and or your jobs and things like that. And that it's supposed to be this kind of highly organized place where representatives of the locksmith have to provide you with keys to go on these jobs. In the center of the room, there's a large set of stairs leading up to the second floor. The stairs are made of steel and illuminated on the railing and the steps with neon lights, making them kind of pop in the space. On both sides of the stairs, there are counters where Cerberus staff members talk to abyss divers. Counters as in counters. And you can see that there are still, even at this hour, with it being late, some divers that seem to be talking with staff. Not many, but some. The counters themselves are also made of a black marble, and behind them there's large monitors displaying the Cerberus logo. The staff are dressed in formal business attire, with a touch of cyberpunk inspired flair, such as some neon accents and some holographic displays, either as a name badge or on the collar. Again, around the room, you see these kind of job board kiosks that you can go and access on your own. You can search through available work. You can see already that they're interactive and remember kind of accessing the interface as you went through training. Once again, your kind of attention is called just to the back of the room again as you're kind of slowly walking in, where you do see a kind of massive sign that just says Tartarus. And you see armed guards on either side of the elevator that seem to be set apart from everyone else in the locksmith. Very soon, Lexi, after you enter, and the rest of you catch up with her, a woman walks up to you.
A woman, you say?
Yes.
Ask if she's hot.
She an attractive woman.
Geigen.
So no.
We can show the old art for now until I redo the new art.
Do you want to show the old art?
Thanks, Magic. Thanks.
Let me find. I know I sent it to you.
So
You did. You most certainly did. While Geigen looks for the art, I was saying, Geigen, I actually messaged you. Do you want to take this character?
No, I think your voice was great for her. I'll be the
You
other thing.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the locksmith. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I was gonna say, we just got done, taking care of a little business on our way into town.
Oh, a little business. That sounds exciting. My name is Miko. I'm here to help you orient yourself to the locksmith. What can I do for you today?
I was supposed to tell you, Miko, that you have a pretty smile.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet.
I do try.
Are you looking for a job? I can direct you to a kiosk and someone to help you.
I think we could use another job. I think that'd be nice. Make some money.
You see her kind of look at you and kind of look up and down, and she kind of looks up and down at the rest of you. Excuse me, but I am not sensing any official Cerberus ID from you. May I ask who you are and why you're here?
We came with Frankie and Georgie. And they
Can I
sent
find out
us
if
here.
she's like, can I perceive if she's like an AI, or if she's like fully human or not?
You can go ahead and give me... go ahead and give me a perception check. Or is it...
18.
18. So you are picking up on mannerisms that don't completely jive with kind of a normal person, but she looks very much like a real person.
Yeah.
Like, not even ironically like a real person. If it wasn't for the kind of slight movements that you're picking up on and some of the tonal inflection that you've been kind of registering, you probably wouldn't have any cause to doubt that this was a human.
Okay. That's fair.
So she asked you a question. Are you guys going to answer?
Oh,
I missed it. Sorry.
we're fresh out of the old training camp. I don't think we've been issued our identification yet, have we? I'm guessing not, since she's not.
I think not.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We go do
Miko, where do we go to get
There you
our
and this is
ID?
Miko, by the way. You guys can see in
Ooh,
She's adorable.
She's
she's
a
really
very
pretty.
adorable, pretty woman with dark hair. She's probably somewhere in the area of 5'5" to 5'8", depending on what shoe she's wearing that day. And she is extremely pleasant looking.
Miko, this was our first job. Do you know where we can go to get our ID?
Can I have your names, please?
Lexi Rocker.
Quaid Choke.
Yeah, I'm Ido. Koguma.
Barry Coleraine.
One moment, and you see her bring up a little pad, and she kind of thumbs through with a finger. Oh, yes. I've been expecting you. You did just come from your first job. Let me summon your handler. She will come here and orient
Handler, I
you.
hardly know her.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that comment.
What's the name of our handler?
Her name is Ava. She will be here to assist you. Every diver has a handler. Their handler helps to negotiate jobs for them and make sure that they're appropriate and safe for them to take on. As you continue to grow in your experience as divers, then you'll be able to take on more difficult jobs and dive deeper into Tartarus. But as you're new, we need to make sure that you have your proper identification, that your weapons are secured, and that you have your lodging and accommodations taken care of. Welcome to Cerberus Gate. Officially.
Well, thank you, Mika.
No, thank you.
I'll summon Ava if you just want to go and sit over here and wait for her. She shouldn't be too long. I believe she is expecting you.
Quaid goes to sit down.
Can I ask you a question, Miko?
Yes, of course.
Is there a Circuit City nearby? I need to do some work with my computer because I was having some issues with it.
Circuit City. I vaguely remember a technology chain of stores that was around in the early 2000s.
You remember, or you're searching your database?
I remember. It was taught in history class when I was a very small child.
Did they teach you about Radio Shack too?
Yes.
You for the longest time, you could still order from them even after their stores closed. And I got some really cool stuff.
I too enjoy hardware. It's one of my passions.
Lexi, how did you know about Radio Shack, but you didn't know what a blimp was?
Don't ask questions.
Well, I don't know. I play with, I don't know. I like computers. Lexi's just kind of perplexed why you would ask this because she plays with computers.
While we're waiting for our handler to get here, can you look up the one thing that I was asking you about like earlier?
Sure.
Okay.
Lexi goes and thank you and goes and sits down.
And I was gonna go with her.
You see Miko kind of turn her head at you. Is there something you needed help with? I can assist you.
No, thanks. We're all set. Thanks.
All right. Well, if there's anything else I can do, please make sure to let me know. And you see her just walk away. She almost floats as she walks. She's just a very pleasant little sprightly person.
I was kind of like mimicking her voice as she walks away. Well, if there's anything I can do,
I
let
like
me
that
know.
girl.
She's not real.
What? She's real enough.
Well, good luck with that.
That's not
Just gonna
nice
go
to say.
sit next to Lexi.
Real enough.
Now, was Pirate saying that or was Quaid?
Porque los
Yeah?
nos do,
Yes.
porque los notos.
I think Ida's
No,
got to
those
give a
dos.
perception check real
los dos
fast.
dos.
Another one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
20.
You will see there is someone else that's in the locksmith that they're kind of sitting by themselves off in a corner. It's in a dark corner. They have a computer out, kind of like Lexi. And this person seems to be kind of giving you a dark look from underneath her unkempt hair.
How far
Doesn't
away?
seem to approve of what you're saying about Nico.
About how far away?
They're across the room from you, so they're a good distance.
Can I tell if they're hot?
One track mind.
Ida is obviously the bard in this group.
They definitely look like a hot mess right now.
But more on the hot side or more on the mess side? Like, okay, all right, that's fair. So
They
across
are-
the room, they're giving us dark looks.
But
Us
You
or
She's
dark
just giving you a
looks.
dark look.
Oh, okay.
Just you.
I will make eye contact across the room and just kind of like shrug and laugh, and then still go sit next to Lexi.
Megan, do you have artwork for Ava? I can't remember if you did or not.
Did, but I'm not finding it right now, and I don't want to scroll through all my messages with you.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Could I search her name in your DMs and see?
I don't think I actually put a name with most of the pictures I sent up.
Right.
Got it.
And we did talk about Ava a lot, so I mean,
We don't talk about Ava.
but that was also when most of the art was anime.
So you see, let's see. Go ahead and yeah, that's fine. I'm actually going to check one thing before we go through because I might You might know where.
So Lexi's looking up, about cash, old American cash. And does she find out as she's searching what it may be worth in the city at all?
I did find it.
Oh, you did find the image?
Yeah.
Okay. How much money did we think did you find in the bag? Did we
It was
quantify
a
that?
duffel bag full.
A duffel bag full of money.
Yes.
Okay. 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 So I'm just trying to find something real quick because it's driving me nuts that I can't see it.
Ouch. Hang on. Sorry. Gotta shift here. Sitting in one spot too long. There we go.
Oh, you got your Discord partner shirt on. Very nice.
Way back in the day.
It was gifted to me.
Oh. Oh. I still have my
There we
hoodie too.
go.
It was super
We
duper
match.
comfortable.
It is comfy.
Wait, who gave you a Discord partner shirt?
I don't know, it's this guy I like.
Did you post it up, Geigen?
I'm trying to add it right now because I got to add it through
Okay.
Forge first.
Yep.
Oh, I had to open Forge separately.
I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for the image because the art's too good not to. And yes, hydrate and posture for the win. And I guess while we're doing this, I will just throw us on a quick intermission screen because it's been about an hour since we started.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead
got
and
it.
give us a little bit. If you guys need a quick trip to the baño, do the thing. While we wait for Geigen to upload the beautiful artworks.
Okie dokie. I'll be right back.
Do it.
Get some water, hydrate.
I was wondering if XPie is still around. I saw he's going to be going on vacation. I'm just wondering where he's going.
He said to Arizona is where he was going.
Nice.
To Arizona.
I'll be right back real fast.
Okay.
Yep. Do your thing. That gives me a small chance to do my thing.
I was going to say to send, is it Apocalyptus? I'm in the land of the Great White North, aka South Canada, aka Minnesota, and we are it's the 8th snowiest year since whenever they started keeping records, and we're expecting more this week. So I'm kind of over winter right now. So please send warm weather this way.
All right, I will go ahead and throw up Ava's image on screen for everybody so that you all can see. And just massive thank you
She's
to
cute.
Geigen for all of the freaking art.
I know.
So good.
No kidding.
Northwest Indiana, you're beyond over snow. See, I'm in the Pennsylvania area, and we haven't had snow consistently at all this winter. We maybe had a week of it, 2 weeks at most. and it's been just warm the whole time. It's been very strange. Normally we get a ton of snow because we get the lake effect, and this year it's been next to nothing. It certainly doesn't stick around long enough to do anything.
Yeah, it's been crazy in Minnesota this year. I don't remember the last time it was this snowy in March, where we're getting double digits almost every snowfall.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Ava was actually the first character I designed for the campaign and had done.
I was trying to look back and see if we actually had like a description for her. We have a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
on
in the
her.
locksmith.
It's just a well-dressed woman. There's no. I didn't think we had a actual like character description of her.
Not really. I think more of it was like, it's how she's a young woman, warm smile, kind of meaner.
Right. I'll trade you winners, Lunchbox, please. East Coast
She's definitely
Canada.
fit. She definitely fit since she was an ex-diver.
Yes. You can hit the
Oh,
ocean
you're
with a
so
baseball from
lucky,
your doorstep.
Lunchbox.
See, that sounds nice.
See, I'm a water person, and I love ocean. That's why I like going to Houston all the time, because I love going to the water.
Mm.
Makes me I can't wait to move somewhere where I'm close to water like that. Lake Superior just doesn't do it for me.
Not the same.
No.
See,
But it's the Superior Lake.
That is true, but it's not the same.
Yeah, growing up in SoCal and being like 45 minutes from the water, I feel like we certainly didn't go there as much as we could have or should have growing up, and like we certainly went, multiple times a year, but I don't know, it felt like it was one of those things where like, well, the water's so close, it's like no, like you should have gone. You should have gone to the ocean much more. But when we go on our vacations and we go to the beach on the East Coast now, it's nice, but I almost prefer, I prefer to be near the ocean so I can smell the salt water, but I'd rather be at like what we do, which is like rent a house with a pool, and like so I can smell the seawater, but I'm like in a pool, so I don't have to deal with sand. And I'm not roasting, because I am a minimally melanated brother and I get roasted by the sun.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
So minimally,
it was funny because
minimally melanated.
When
Dude,
Pirate
fast.
when Pirate and I went on our vacation in January, it was the three white people from Minnesota under the canopy of a cabana, and him laying out, the brown guy laying out in the sun.
I ain't afraid of no sun.
No,
It was hilarious.
there was a video I was watching, and that was one of the things the guy was like, he goes, we need to come up with a clothing line, or he either said he was, or they're going to come up with a clothing line. He goes, I'm so sick and tired of people talking about race. We're all people. We just got different levels of melanin. We've got our minimally melanated brothers and sisters. We got our mediumly melanated brothers and sisters, and our maximally melanated brothers and sisters. I was like, I love this. Can I get a shirt that says minimally melanated? Because I could wear that proudly. That is me to the T. I burn. I burn so easy. It's not fair.
Yep.
It's
20
not
seconds
fair.
of sun, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't tan. At all. I
It's
stay
tan,
pink.
Back to white. Yep. It's just
I don't tan. I stay pink, and that's about it. And
Oh, it's
it's
rough.
just various levels of pink and red.
Well, hold on, Lunchbox, the bay there has the highest tides in the world. So like, what's the shift? Like, what's the shift in your area? Like in terms of like levels. That's got to be pretty wild. But like, my
Not
wife
gonna
and
lie,
I-
for me,
Go ahead.
my least favorite thing about the ocean is the other people.
That too.
The other people.
That's true. Yeah.
No, we when my wife and I went on our honeymoon, we went to Cancun to like a one of the resorts in Cancun, and I just remember getting off the plane, and you could feel the heat coming through like the cracks around the taxi on the runway, and that whole kind of area, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna be hot. And we exited the airport, and I walked through those doors, and you leave the air conditioning, and I was just like, I have just gone to the surface of the sun. It is so freaking hot. I was rocking SPF 80, and it was still roasting me. I was lobsterfied in the first day. I was like, this is not good. Yeah, it was a good honeymoon, but I bore the brunt of it. I got burned immediately. My wife is like got a good amount of Italian in her, so she actually tans. I don't. So she was fine. I'm getting roasted. And the first day, the first hour we're there, we walked down to the beach, and they had just had like hurricanes come through. Because we got married in May. And they had just had hurricanes come through, and so the beach was all washed out. So they had this like cement area with cabanas that was right above the beach, and then you kind of hop down. And it was only like a foot and a half drop. And so I dropped down onto the sand, and there was a rock hidden under the sand, and I impaled my foot, and like legit broke skin, was like super tender foot the whole rest of the time there. So I was in rough shape that whole trip. Limping around and fried, and to be young, it is fun. Anyway, let's get back to it. We got everybody back. We got Ava up on screen, and here we go.
So my question, as you know, just before Ava comes over, you know, I'm looking that up. Does Lexi find how much old paper American money is worth?
So
Good question.
So I guess it stands to actually go to a different type of question. So actual money still exists. So it's not like you found a relic of the past.
Okay.
In terms of money. So you found a bag of money, and that money has value in the outside world. Right? And it's certainly going to have an exchange rate in the real world. Geigen, did you have a dollar amount specified, since that was an item in your thing for what was in the bag?
Okay, then what's the exchange rate, I guess?
Well, that's what I want to see, how much was in there first, and then we'll go.
It'll depend on possibly how much they haggle, but if you check your Discord, I messaged you.
Ah, perfect. Donka. Ah, okay.
I'll also message you something else because I forgot to today.
Okay. Ooh. Spicy dims. So spicy.
Everybody likes the spicy DMs.
Ooh. There's a very important point there. And I'm very happy that you sent that to me before we had this next conversation.
Oh no. Am I gonna regret this? Oh no.
Probably.
No,
I get for
not
being
at
the
all.
troublemaker of the group, man. I tell
Not
you
at
what.
all. Not at all. It's fine.
I feel like it's
Look,
a
if
trap
you
for
kill me again, and I'm pointing at my screen, if
Again?
you kill me again,
Hold on. I see Geigen is typing still, so I'm just gonna wait 1 second until he finishes this thought, and we'll go from there.
I love you,
I
Magic.
didn't know she teleported. Listen.
I love you, Magic. I love you,
Yeah.
Magic.
All right. So,
I was gonna share some of this cash, but
so what you find is the exchange rate is basically 4 to 1.
so every $1 I have is 4 in whatever new currency. Or is it the other way
I
around?
think the other way around.
I was gonna try.
I applaud you for trying. And the exchange rate does vary from day to day, but right now it's roughly $4 to 1 sin.
Great. And how many dollars do I have?
Well,
I guess
You're-
I'd have to go count it or something.
you would have to count it, but you see a lot of kind of smaller note bills in there, but like there's a stack or so 20s, and you see a bunch of stacks of 1s and 5s and some 10s in there. And if you took some time to count this money and try and, I assume you probably would be while, Lexi's looking up the exchange rate, you'd see that you have roughly 16K in this bag of money.
Whoa, nice.
So to convert that
4K.
into sins, you get about 4K out of it. Yep.
Okay.
So certainly not a bad call to pick that up and run with it.
Sweet.
So Lexi is looking this up, and why do you need to know this? And so she's just kind of, just innocently asking why why.
I mean, I don't see next to her with a big duffel bag full of cash. You know what I mean? Like kind of rifling through it. She's not like pulling stacks of cash out of the bag.
No, but you might
Also,
be.
like obviously kind of looking to see what she's working with. She's
Yeah.
gonna be like, Lexi, do you remember when we jumped out of that window and I tossed the bag out first?
Yeah.
This is what was in it. She's gonna kind of open and just show just Lexi. But don't tell everybody, because that's what I'm trying to find out, like what it's worth. And I don't want to put you in any danger or whatever, but I'll definitely, give you a cut for helping me out.
Wow, I could really upgrade my computer with this.
I said a cut.
Well, I know, but I mean, it might not take much to stop getting all these blue screens.
Okay, well we'll figure all that out later, and thanks for helping me out, but that's why.
Okay, no. Okay, no, thank you. Lexi's got images of, Dell and Commodore and Acer and Asus. She's just,
And all that
Technics
item
and-
seen is like snipers and bows and arrows and and a cam bot, so that she doesn't have to hold her camera. She can have one of those cool like floating camera bots. That's what she really wants, like a wireless cam bot. That's what she really wants.
As you are sitting there, you hear kind of a measured footsteps and the sound of heels, just click, 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 coming to you. And as you all kind of turn your heads, you see this probably 5'8" blonde woman, very well put together. She's wearing a full suit, pencil skirt combo. She has a very nice slim wristwatch on with a very, kind of high-end analog display, which is not something that you often see as a style choice. She's wearing a kind of rose pearl necklace, and she just has a very kind of put together, but premium look to her. And as she stares at you with kind of these kind of a light purple eyes, she has a very striking appearance. And she looks to you. Hi, I'm assuming you are all the newbies. Hi, my name's Ava. I'm going to be your handler. How are you guys doing? I've heard you had quite a night from Frank.
Well, howdy, and Ava.
She just zips up her duffel bag.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's been a night.
Lexi just nods.
It definitely has been a night.
We ran into a medic who was running away from the rest of his team for some reason. Then we regrouped with the rest of the team, had to save all their butts. And then a bunch of snipers had to come and save all of our butts. And I kicked a wretch in the head and killed it. So yeah, it was eventful for sure.
Yeah, I can see. And so I mean, I guess there's a few things that we need to do. I have some things for you, and she has a kind of a side bag. It's not like necessarily like a smaller purse. It's kind of more of like a tote, right? It's kind of got a little bit larger. You could obviously fit kind of a tablet in there and some other things.
Like a
And
fanny pack or
no, like a tote.
Like a messenger bag type tote.
She think like
Leather
LV,
coach.
like yes, like very
Yeah.
nice. Goes with the outfit, right? Like very polished look. And she opens up this bag as it's kind of hanging with its leather strap over her shoulder, and she pulls out ID cards for each of you and hands them out. Here, take these. You'll need these to be able to access pretty much anywhere in Siren City. They will sync up with your individual devices, so you'll be able to use, wireless pay and all those different types of things and get things transferred to your accounts. So you don't necessarily have to have it on you at all times. However, if you're going to accept jobs from the locksmith and if you are going to take the elevator to Tartarus, you do need your ID on you. It's a kind of a similar concept to a dog tag. There is a special place within your uniform, and she kind of points out an area kind of over your chest where there's a little slot for you to put your tag, to be able to put it in there. She kind of motions for you to be able to place it. If you keep it there, then it'll be in safekeeping. You'll never lose it, and it'll always be there when you need it. So, now that you have that out of the way, I did want to let you know, again, given the fact that you did have your first job, it's a little bit unusual, but, you did contribute, and I heard from Frankie and from a couple of the other divers that you guys did well. So, you're coming in with a little bit of a payday. So as a group, you earned 10,000 sins from this first haul, although we do have to deduct costs for ammo and transportation and medicine and healing time.
well, there's some fine print for you.
I'm sorry?
No, seems fair.
You are more than fairly compensated here at Cerberus Gate, and many of the divers, especially as you take on other jobs, are very affluent and have quite the tidy sums of money. But yes, things are going to cost money. This is not for a nonprofit charity organization. We are trying to run a business here and keep everybody safe. So if you have a problem with your compensation, you're always free to renegotiate your contract at any time. But given the fact that this was an uncontracted job, this is a fairly generous payment offer, given that there's 4 of you. You're splitting 10,000 4 different ways, and you're also incurring the bills. So however you like to split that, that's completely up to you as a crew.
What are all the expenses total?
They come out to roughly 5,000 sins. And you will need to take, even with us giving you, again, this kind of factors in additional treatments for the next few days to continue to make sure that you don't have any further infections and are able to get yourself back up to speed. You'll be able to accept another job in roughly 5 to 6 days or so.
Well, sounds like we got some downtime.
It is appropriate as newbies for you to have downtime and allow you to get acclimated to the building and to the city. It's a beautiful place. There's so much to do. You don't just want to be stuck going into Tartarus all the time.
Is that 10,000 a person, or is that 10,000 for the whole group?
10,000 total.
All right. Just wondering.
And after expenses, it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yep. But again, this is a impromptu job where you're basically just got a little payday coming in. So look at it as 5K bonus as you first popped into the city that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
We'll take it.
With
Are
all
there good
of
places to shop around here?
Oh, there's plenty of good places to shop. Even in the locksmith, there's a weapons locker in the back. That's the name of the store. It's the weapons locker. You need to go there you can acquire new weapons there. You can store weapons there. If you hadn't noticed, let me show you a little trick. Out of her tote, she pulls a sidearm. And it's a kind of a lighter version of the pistol that you all have currently on you. And you see her kind of hold it up in the air. And she does something that's probably violating all manner of safety principles and putting her finger right on the trigger and pointing it up and just goes to pull it.
What the hell are you doing?
Lexi's just wide-eyed.
See, look, nothing happens. See? All of the weapons here are on safe while you're in Cerberus Gate. Nothing can be fired. Everything is biometric. Even those sidearms that you brought with you from the academy are actually trained to you, and within the confines of this building cannot be used unless authorized by Cerberus Gate. All of your weapons operate this way, and some of them operate that way still within the city limits. It's how we help to regulate firearms within the city.
How do we defend ourselves then?
In the event of a glitch outbreak, your weapons will be free.
What about interpersonal conflict? Who do we go to for that?
If you have personal conflict and you can't handle it using your words, then, well, I suppose that you should have fists to back up your mouth.
That's fair.
Yeah, especially you.
What is that supposed to mean?
Look, there might not be too many women who take kindly to you, trying to sweep away with their gentleman.
I seen her kick one of them things, so I think she can handle herself.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome.
Ava just kind of smiles. Yeah, you are a new bunch. Well, do you guys want to see where you're going to be sleeping?
Yes.
Lead the way.
I would totally want to know where I sleep.
Can I check and see if she's real?
Yeah, give me a human perception. It's different from regular perception. Human perception.
22.
Oh, yeah. She's all woman. You're not getting any sense of anything from her beyond humanity. Anyway, Ava turns. All right, if you would follow me, we're going to head up into the 5th floor.
I was going to sling her duffel bag and follow.
She leads you back to the elevator that you first took when you came in. Once again, the kind of doors open with kind of a seamless, silent nature to them. And again, it's a little uncanny. You all walk in and she just stands kind of next to the buttons and motions for you all to pile in. There's plenty of room. She hits the M5 button and you all kind of silently ascend. And as you do, you can look down through the glass and see just a bit better of a picture of how this building is kind of organized. You can see kind of rooms and areas that are kind of ringing around this central structure, and there's both ways up and down where you can see, even within the kind of middle tube, a central tube to this one that kind of acts as another support, where there's kind of half floors and quarter floors and various areas that are kind of built all around. It has a very interesting aesthetic to it. Yeah, you get used to seeing it after a while, but it's quite impressive when it's new, isn't it?
What is it?
The design of Cerberus Gate. It's very specialized. Each floor has a purpose. And as you can see, some of them are larger than others. There's secure floors where research is done. There's housing floors a little bit bigger. There's places for you to shop. There's places for you to eat. Like, there's a really nice bar, too, if you want to go to de-stress after a dive or even prep to go to a dive, although I wouldn't quite suggest that, especially on your first couple dives. But it's the Vampire Noir on the second floor. That kind of is more of the bar leisure scene where you'll find a lot of divers just trying to blow off some steam. It's a good place to make some friends and get some info on Tartarus. It's quite the place.
Isn't that the one that Frankie told us about?
Yeah, we're supposed to meet him.
them over there.
Oh, you're going to meet Frank for drinks? Is he going to bring Georgie? I love him. He's so sweet.
Do you want to come?
I would love to come. Again, I'm going to be your handler for pretty much the entire time that you're at Cerberus Gate until they either find a replacement for me or let's just hope that doesn't happen. I think we're going to get along just fine. Anyway, 5th floor, here we are. And as the elevator kind of goes up to this floor, you can kind of see that you arise into what looks more like a traditional apartment style kind of complex floor. The doors open up and you can see just a number of rooms and doors that kind of go around. And she takes you down the hall a good bit of the ways. And towards the end is kind of a dead end, so to speak. And there are 2 doors on the back wall and 2 doors on the side wall that are kind of vacant with green lights on them. All right. Let's see. Ido, you are supposed to be here in room 15. Let's see. Lexi, you're 16. Barry, 17. And Quaid, you are here in 18.
Sounds good to me.
So we want to settle in and then meet up to head over to the bar and I don't know, 15?
Sounds like a plan.
Sure. I'll meet you down there. Take your time. Don't rush.
Do our ID cards give us access to our rooms?
Yes, they do. And Ido, as you kind of walk towards your room, you see this small light kind of hit your badge that you had put in the front of your uniform, and the door just seamlessly slides open. As you walk in, you can see it's not the biggest room that you could have imagined. It's very efficient, but there is a decent amount of space. You kind of walk in and immediately to your left is a kitchenette area. You can see a sink and a coffee maker and a pantry and a little refrigerator area kind of built into the wall. As you kind of move forward, you can see a kind of a couch area with a kind of big wall-sized TV sitting across from it with a little table in the middle. And you can see a panel on the wall that has a couple buttons. One of them says dresser, one of them says lounge, and the other one says sleep.
Probably push the dresser button.
As you push the dresser button, you can see the couch kind of flatten out and then rotate up. And you can see basically a whole closet underneath.
Sweet. Yeah, I think Ido would probably go and look at the outfits, maybe pick something out for tonight.
As you open up,
are they all just uniforms? I don't know.
As you open up the closet, and this is the same for all of you to save you all some time. as you were to open up the closet cabinets, you can see that there is a kind of a set of kind of lounge athletic wear, just some t-shirts and athletic shorts. There's a couple pairs of sweatpants. You can see some sneakers that are your size towards the bottom of the floor, and they are, I don't want to say buckled in, but the dimensions of these cabinets are, again, meant to keep everything in place as it kind of goes through its various rotations. On another cabinet, you can see that there is kind of a few pairs of clothes, and these are clothes that you actually would have forwarded from training to this facility. They're already packed, or unpacked rather, in your rooms for you. So they're part of your natural clothing and wear. And then in the kind of last segment, there's a small, more formal section where you can see a diver's uniform, but then also a very nice set of formal wear that has a little tag that says it's a gift from Cerberus Gate to you.
Sweet. I think she'd just pick out one of her like normal outfits that she had forwarded over.
And just for giggles, if you were to hit the sleep button, the couch does go down, and you can see that a kind of a panel comes out of the wall and inflates, and there's kind of a mattress that ends up going on top of the couch for you to be able to sleep on that has some sheets already pressed onto it. It's nice.
It's a Cyberpunk Murphy bed.
Oh yeah. Super
Nice.
super duper efficient. Super duper efficient. But you also have a kind of panel on that back wall, and it currently has imagery of kind of looking out into countryside. And it makes the room feel open. And there's a
Yeah, I think
soft
she would go up and like
breeze.
touch the panel and like see if it's interactive.
Yeah, there's actually a soft breeze that kind of comes from that area to kind of simulate open airflow from that area. And as you touch the panel, the spot that you touched, you can see a small menu appears. And you see kind of different options for you to cycle through on various backgrounds. You can see cityscapes or skyscapes or spacescapes or underwater, right? And then there's an off function as well. But a bunch of different ones for you to be able to choose from.
Brothel.
Where's the bathroom?
I don't think that was one of the
Are you
options.
wanting? Are you
And
wanting
she's
to
the bard?
simulate?
She's
And
the
you wanna
bard?
You want to simulate the best little whorehouse in Texas?
Hell
or-
yeah.
Okay.
Freaking give me
Gosh.
Dolly Parton all day long.
Oh my.
Oh my.
She's gonna put it on Cityscape. And then she's gonna go and like what Lexi said. Find the bathroom, try to take a quick shower or something.
Yeah, so in between the kitchenette and kind of the large open lounge area, you do see a kind of area that has a bathroom sign on it, and a door opens up, and similar to the other function, there's a panel on the outside, and you have kind of bathroom and shower. And when you hit the shower, the kind of toilet goes down into the floor, and a little area goes over it, and that kind of becomes the drain. And you can see a shower head starts to pour water over the area. It's
She'll
not
jump
qu-
back. She probably got doused a little bit because she pushed the button while she was like standing underneath it.
Yeah, it's not. How would I describe it? It's not quite like your, super tight shower. It's got a decent amount of space in there. There's enough for you to be able to turn around. Even you, Quaid. It's tall enough and wide enough for you to be comfortable in the shower. But again, everything in here is kind of multifunctional, very efficient.
Yeah, but the real question that nobody's asked, are they single beds or
Oh no, they're king size
like-
beds.
a king size bed? Okay.
Is there a desk area?
Is there a desk area?
Because Lexi, being a hacker, would want like a desk area.
You have the coffee table, but there is not a dedicated desk area.
Okay.
But it's probably something that you could ask for if you wanted to.
cool.
The coffee table's plenty big for you to be able to tinker around on it, but you probably have to sit on the floor to be kind of at desk level.
Is this room a perk of being a diver, or is it a rental agreement?
Oh, this is rental agreement. You do have to pay for this, but it is comparably affordable. You know, think about $1,000 a month. You made $10,000 on a side job.
Collectively, we made about 1,200
Sure.
individually.
So far, you're already in
But
the
yeah,
black.
no, I know. Yeah. No, yeah.
Anyway, so you shower, you get dressed, you're ready to go. As you leave the room, you can see kind of a panel on the back side of the door that displays a schedule for you. So far, it's wide open, but you can already see just various options for you to be able to add things to it. Affordable rent. Now I know this is fantasy. Yep, 100%.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean, it's cheap because you have to work for them to have that rent at all. So it's
Right.
one of the perks.
Right.
On its own, it would definitely be a lot more expensive.
I mean, the fact that you're living in mid-tier and of the city and can afford this, like Geigen said, at all is a big deal. Again, think of the exchange rate 4-to-1, right? You have to have serious money to live here, or you have to have bit the bullet to be able to make the move to get here, to get yourself established, to start making a job so you can start making cents as opposed to dollars.
Yeah. Because I think Ida's gonna take a quick shower, and then she's gonna get out and she's gonna get this this kind of like a jumpsuit, but it's like just covered with like black sequins from top to bottom. She's gonna put on some high heels, and then she's gonna snap a selfie and then like send it as a message to everyone in the group and be like, "Who's ready to party?" That's it.
I love it. Everybody else, do you guys change, get ready? All that good stuffs?
Yeah.
Yep. That
Yep.
I do.
Anybody else have any questions about your rooms?
Well, as long as you got access to a gym. Oh, yeah.
In a
That's-
cafeteria. Aw.
There is no cafeteria. What do you think this is? High school?
Yes.
This is
I mean,
Cerberus Gate.
Technically, you could consider there's a cafeteria, but you pay for it, and it's called a restaurant.
There you go. Perfect.
It's one of those. Food's considerably better than Lunch Ladyland. So, anyway, you all get yourselves together and make your way back down the elevator to the second floor. Opening up, you can see that this seems to be more of a eatery floor. As you kind of exit the elevator, there's kind of a larger kind of space for you to be able to walk, and you can see various restaurants on each side. There's, a kind of a Chinese restaurant. There's a couple bars. You can see that there's a sports bar. You can see that there is a kind of your standard ethnic foods, right? An Italian restaurant. There seems to be some type of a burger joint somewhere. And as you continue walking down, you come to what you are very obviously able to see is the Vampire Noir. It is distinctly cyberpunk in its nature. It's got dim lighting, very dark colors, and some neon lights. if I had to kind of describe the icon kind of at the outside of the building, right? Have you seen the trailer for Redfall? No?
I don't think so.
The game Redfall? It's the new vampire game kind of coming up. They have a really cool like tooth logo with like broken teeth. This doesn't have the broken teeth, but it's just kind of got like really kind of neat looking vampire teeth with kind of big red letters that just says Vampire Noir.
I'm down for this place.
Yeah, but like, did everybody else get dressed up, or what?
Well, Lexi's
Only the
got.
important questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's just wearing jeans, and she's got this kind of dark, black t-shirt. And she took the formal coat that was in there and kind of rolled up the sleeves on it and wore that as a jacket. She's got high top chucks on that are black. And so she's just comfortable, and she's like, this is kind of a cool jacket.
Well, you look great, Lexi.
Anybody else want to share their duds? Or are you good?
I think good.
I'm good.
Make them do wardrobe checks to see if they look ridiculous.
Quaid just looks exactly like he looked before.
I'm kidding.
So as you guys walk in, you again see this very kind of blood red aesthetic with black marble floors and very clear red neon lighting just around the bar. On the walls, you see a mixture of kind of graffiti and almost in certain ways murals of what look like kind of stories of various dives. You can see sometimes they have names written next to them and kind of depict various forms of these cybernetic glitches. Some that you recognize as wretches and others that you have never seen before or even heard about in your training. You can see in the back there is kind of a man who's got kind of it's not a bowler cap. What's the kind of the
Fedora?
No. It's like the golf cap that kind of like slopes down in the front and comes down. It's more of like a very British kind of golf hat.
Yeah.
Kind of like
No,
the
driver's
newsboy.
Driver's cap.
Is it a
yeah.
driver's
Kinda like-
cap?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's, he's got a driver's cap on, he's got the cans on, and he's wearing kind of just this black trench coat and kind of a low kind of neckline with just a black shirt. And you can see him and he's DJing, right? And he's got music playing, and you can feel like this kind of very kind of higher energy, kind of electro punk kind of music, and it kind of shifts between these various tracks. So it's got this very kind of, again, this very kind of solid vibe as you walk in. There's just a really good energy to it, despite the fact that it's just a very dark, a very, very dark aesthetic. On your right, you can see a number of tables as you're walking in all around the bar, and you can then see the bar itself, which again is lined with this black marble kind of countertops with this red neon that runs all along the edge. The bar stools that kind of sit up from it kind of jut up from the ground and have a kind of neon aesthetic around the edge of the seat as well, where you can see that there are kind of green lights in vacant chairs, and where people are sitting, they have red lights. It's just visual indicators to help you find something to sit more, or to sit easier and quicker. Behind the bar, you can see a kind of big neon kind of billboards that have various drink names. You can see things like Neon Nightfall, Glitch Juice, Neural Net, Data Stream, Robo Riot, just to name a few. And as again you continue to look around, you can see that above those boards are actually mirrors of the locksmith boards that show available jobs for various runners. And sitting at a table at the far end of the building are Frankie, Georgie, and Ava.
Let's go approach them.
As you walk over, Frankie spots you and puts his hand up and starts waving. Hey, look at the newbies! Come on over, guys. Come on over. We got some seats for you. Here. And you can see it's like one of the kind of round, that kind of the half circle kind of booths. And you see them all kind of scoot a little bit to make room for everybody to shuffle in.
I'll be back. I'm going to go order a drink. And Ido's just going to go walk up to the bar.
Quaid goes and slides in next to Miss Ava.
Of course he does.
She just looks over you. Hello. Your name's Quaid, correct?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite well, Quaid. It's I'm excited to have a new team and to work with you all. I'm really passionate about the work that we do, and I'm getting really good vibes here from Frankie and Georgie. They tell me that you guys did actually pretty spectacular for being just out of training. Really remarkable stuff.
I think we handled ourselves pretty well.
Rumor is you were quite handy with one of those pistols.
It's from shooting little prairie dogs back at the house when I was growing up. Learned how to use my good eye.
Oh, you have a good eye?
I have a good eye and I have a better eye, so.
Oh my God.
She just kind of chuckles. Well, what are you having to drink? We can order right here from the table.
Well, now you tell me. I'm already gone.
What do you recommend?
What do I recommend? Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, thank you so much for the follow. Well, I'm a fan of the futuristic fizz, but being the fact that it's your first time here and you faced your first glitches, I think I should probably order you all a round of glitch juice.
Glitch juice sounds good to me.
And you see her kind of pull up this kind of little, I don't know, it's like a centerpiece on the table that has a screen, and you see her tap kind of quickly. She puts in an order, and you can see from kind of her hand, a small little kind of holographic screen pops up, and you can see kind of a credit balance go into the screen. She goes, it's on me. You guys have had a day.
Lexi sees her do the little holographic. How did you do that? Can I do that? Will I be able to do that? That looks so cool. And Lexi's looking at her hand, and then Lexi's kind of peeking over at Ava's hand.
And she kind of sees you being curious. It's really not all that spectacular. You see this ring? And she points to kind of a ring on her middle finger.
Uh-huh.
And she kind of slips it off, and she shows you the inside, and you can see just a whole bunch of cybernetics on the inside of this ring.
Can I look at it real quick? I'll give it back, I promise. I won't do anything. I just would like to see it. I've never seen this before. This is so cool.
Well, welcome to Cerberus. And she kind of holds out the ring very hesitantly. It is bio-paired to me, so you won't be able to do anything with it anyway. But please be careful. They are not cheap.
Oh, no. And Lexi's just like, she's like big eyes staring and looking and just examining it from all angles. This is amazing. I mean, I knew we could do things like really tiny now, but this is just This is incredible. Wow.
What a nerd.
She kind of slowly hands it back to her.
And she
Thank
takes it and she kind
you.
of puts it on her finger. And as she slides it on, you can see just this small glow kind of emanate under her finger. And it just kind of flashes from red to green and then stops.
Wow. And Lexi's kind of looking at her hand again, you know. She's just like dreaming about getting one of these rings.
Yeah, you'll learn enough within a short period of time to be able to get one of these. Don't worry. They're not exactly cutting edge tech, but they certainly are nice if you want to maintain a certain aesthetic. And she just kind of straightens her coat jacket and realigns her collar a little bit. Not in like a pretentious way, just as like she's very conscious of her appearance kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Pie. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Anyway, Ido, you make your way over to the bar, and you see a rather tall gentleman. And I mean tall as in like really tall, like 7 feet tall. And he has kind of almost, how do we put it, like, without being mean, freakishly long appendages. Like, his arms are very long, his shoulders are very broad, and he's wearing a similar type of a shirt to the DJ, where it's kind of like this really kind of deep neckline, just black shirt to it. He's got kind of shorter sleeves, and he's very pale, and he looks up at you, and he has these really red glowing eyes. And as he opens his mouth to speak to you, hello, my name is Mark, and I am the bartender here at the Vampire Noir. How may I help you? And you can see that he has like vampire fangs for his teeth.
Are you from Louisiana?
I've never been here before. Mark, did you say, what's your recommendation?
Well, if you've never been here before, it is good to start with the glitch juice and work your way up from there, because if you try to go with things like the Neuralink or the Robo Riot, which are also popular, they're a bit stronger, if you will. Can give you a bit more of a bite. And he kind of smiles, and you can to really show off his teeth.
It's been a day. Can I go straight to the Neuralink, please?
Sure. The Neuralink is one of my personal favorites. It's a little bit of vodka, a little bit of raspberry liqueur. You know we love red here at the Noir. A little bit of cranberry juice. And he just kind of throws it in a little cocktail shaker, gives it a quick shake, throws it over a strainer into a glass for you, and slides it over and throws a nice little straw on top. Would you like to open up a tab? Oh, I see it's already been paid for. Miss Ava took care of it for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And is this normally like what the usual crowd is like at this time of night?
Yes, about. Most of the time we descended to Tartarus is the daytime, but at night, if people aren't back in their rooms trying to recover, then they are here, trying to relax a little bit. There are other places, obviously, on this floor, but we like to take pride in the fact that we service almost exclusively the Abyss Divers. In fact, most people can't get a table unless you are one, so lucky for you, your badge didn't betray you on your way in.
Well, I'm glad of that too. Do you have any special events coming up in the next few days? Because I think we're going to be around for a bit.
So you're going to be new here, huh? And you see him do this really kind of strange movement where he leans out over the bar and then rotates his body and reaches up with his hand and touches one of the screens. As you see here up on the screen, this shows you all the jobs. There's Not necessarily of running events. We have nightly DJ, and we always have drinks, and, food is decent as well. But if you are looking for events in an Abyss Diver bar, these are the events. These are the special events, if you will.
Excellent. And then Ida's going to take a sip of her drink as she kind of like peruses the job listing.
Let me know if you do need anything. Again, my name is Mark.
That's it. Thank you, Mark. And I think she's going to grab her drink and go back to the table.
And he just, again, kind of leans back within the bar. And like the kind of the way that the bar kind of is you can see that there's kind of a bulkhead where these screens are kind of, attached to. And then it kind of goes up. And there's an upper area much higher with the lights. And as you're kind of sitting under the bar and kind of looking up at the backdrop and everything, you can see that he, when he kind of leans back under the bulkhead, he kind of stands up, and he's just, again, it's freakishly tall. Back at the table, Frankie is kind of looking over at everybody. I really am just impressed with y'all. You guys did great. I was kind of nervous. I sometimes with you newbies, your first dive, your first time seeing the glitch, sometimes you just freeze. And if your friends aren't there to cover you, or if you don't have a crew around you, then you end up dead. You saved my buddy Joshua, for example. I heard he kind of got separated off on his own, and you guys did a good job pairing up with him, and then you came across another group and were able to save them too. That's some next level guts coming out of you.
I mean, we
Just
do.
glad
What we
everybody's
can.
all right.
I couldn't understand a thing you all said.
I said we do what we can.
Yeah,
Oh.
glad everybody's all right. I mean, other than missing an arm or what have you.
Missing an arm, that's right. Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah, these I heard you had, what did you have out there? You had some wretches, and I heard you had some bigger boys out there too. What'd you
Lexi
encounter?
just kind of nods.
Yeah, some of them look pretty tough.
Yeah, they all look pretty tough until you actually get in there. And then you see the real threats. Stuff will test your mettle. That's for sure, right, Georgie?
Oh yeah, totally detrimental. I mean, I still think you guys did really great there. So it's a little sad you guys weren't the ones who found the cargo. Now, if you guys found the cargo, I would have bought you all a round of Neon Nightfall. If you haven't had a Neon Nightfall, you got to have one of that one of these days.
Ida's going to
Neon.
kind of scan the room and see if like Joshua, B-Dubs, anyone that they ran into on the dive is here.
Well, apparently we got 5 days to figure it out, so
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
You said perception is different than human perception, right?
Yes.
Yeah, human perception is you're trying to see what a person's like. Like, are they telling you the truth?
Right.
Got it.
Do they have ulterior motives? Perception is actually see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So 13.
like I should have given you human perception in the first check with Miko. But
I did do human perception. It should have been regular perception, is what you're saying.
No. You did a human perception with Ava, but I think for Miko, First Lady,
Mm,
I only
it was
gave you
human.
regular perception. Really, was it?
I did
Okay.
as human perception, but I think on accident. So
Oh, then you did the right one anyway.
it was accidentally
Perfect.
right. Yeah.
Accidentally right. Happy little accidents. Bob Ross would be proud. Anyway, so you got a 13. Yeah. So you're looking around the room. You do see a few kind of familiar faces. Obviously, none of the folks that were kind of really injured are there. But I know as you kind of start peering around and looking, you do see at one of the tables from where you're sitting now that's kind of on the right side of the room from your perspective is a lone diver that seems to, at least from the back, kind of look a bit like the one called B-Dubs.
I think Idaho's kind of restless, you know, so she's gonna go and walk over and see if it really is B-dubs.
As you get up, you kind of hear conversations, and Ava's kind of talking with everyone just about various jobs and dives and how that kind of exchange works. And that kind of trails off as you walk over and kind of see if you can get a look at this guy kind of coming up a little, probably a little shyly, just kind of peeking over.
Yeah, she's actually gonna like walk past and then like half turn to be able to see if that really is. So like she's gonna walk past him and then half turn to see if it's him.
It's him.
Right. So then she's gonna walk up and she'll be like she heard Joshua call him B-dubs, right? Yeah. So she'll be like, B-dubs?
I really hate that name.
That's the only name she would know him by, though. Would you want her to call him Chicken Wing? I mean, what do you want from me?
Chicken wings.
I know his
Plural,
name's
S.
Justin, but I don't think that Ida would know that.
You're gonna see him tense and his arm muscle just kind of bulge when you say chicken wing.
No, she doesn't. She called him B-dubs.
Oh, okay. Then he's just gonna be sitting there drinking quietly, and he's like, "So I see you guys made it back."
Yeah, are you and the rest of the team recovering okay?
Well, the rest of the team's gonna be out for a bit, probably the rest of the month, except for me and Joshua.
And where is Joshua? Shouldn't he be here at least celebrating with you that he made it back in one piece?
He does at times. At other times, he's a very special boy. Who knows where he goes?
I'm just going to interject that Joshua's a medic and you had team members that were grievously wounded. He's probably, tending to them.
Obviously, Chicken Wing doesn't care about that.
No, they're truthfully probably taken care of already in the actual medical bay.
That's what I had
And just
thought.
resting at this point.
Like, wouldn't medics be more like on the field operating when they get back? They'd have like people at the base that tend to people, or no?
Oh, so we're only important to you in the field. You have to go to the real doctors when you get back. Okay.
Stop talking. You're not even here.
I guess I just think of Josh, like MASH, the field hospital.
He's not even here.
He's like one of the field hospital guys, patch him up so that they can be sent, to a real hospital.
Yeah.
Joshua is our very special boy. Maybe he's checking in on everyone.
Do you prefer to drink alone, or do you want some company?
Either way works for me.
Is he hot?
Wait, I thought we already asked this. Hold on. We already asked this. This has been covered.
Are you asking me if Joshua's hot? Because I don't really judge him, but I guess he has some people going after him.
I was gonna sit down and be like, it is B-dubs though, right?
It is B.
Wolfram.
Though.
I never got your actual name, just what Joshua yelled at you across.
Yeah, Wolfram.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ido.
Wolfram. That's a cool name, actually.
Nice to meet you too, Ido. Not with the rest of your companions. I see you're with Ava.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much I could listen to Frank and Georgie, so I just thought, hey, while we're here, it's time to see who else is around,
Oh, well. You'll probably find most runners come here at some point. Good place to get information, get some possible tips, maybe. We are a talkative bunch.
Well, what's the difference between a runner and a diver?
Same thing. It's just we use it interchangeably, but when you're going to the labyrinth, you're diving.
And what do runners do?
They're divers too. It's just it depends who you talk to. Some people just call them runners. That's what they used to be called. Now they're divers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we're diving into the ground, you know, not just running around finding the hidden labyrinths.
Okay. Yeah, sure been a lot to learn about, but glad we finally made it to the city. I felt like we were gonna be in training forever. I mean, they had some nice clones there, but other than that, there wasn't much fun.
Oh, you were at that training facility. Heard about that one. Didn't go there myself. I heard they're actually just brothers and not clones. It's creepy when you think about it.
Really?
They look
Well,
so identical from all the pictures I've seen.
It's news to me. In the final, training exercise, I was actually able to like wink my way out of trouble. So that was pretty effective.
Okay, explain. You winked your way out of trouble? What did you wink and someone was about to shoot you and the bullet just went somewhere else?
I basically talked him into not like attacking us during, that the last training trial before we were released. And so I just completely eliminated one of the opponents by convincing him to not fight us. And then Lexi shot him anyways.
Forgot Lexi shot him.
Huh. That explains some things. Your unique sort of fighting style, among other things, I guess.
Yeah, did you see at the basketball court though? I mean, come on. Like, that scale of 1 to 10, how epic?
I'd give you a nice solid 9 on that.
I will take it.
Well, I see you've got a drink there, but if you want another one, I've got a drink you should definitely try.
Oh, what's it called?
That's the Neon Nightfall.
Okay, well, once I make it through this one, I definitely want to try, because you're the third person to talk about the Neon Nightfall.
Oh, I mean, I love it. I'm drinking it myself. You'll see he has this neon colored cocktail that glows in the dark. And it just kind of lights up the table. Probably my favorite drink here.
How's Ido feeling with her current beverage? Like, she's like halfway, 2/3 of the way through it.
Oh, I'm so elated that you asked. just so wonderful. No, let's go ahead and give me a what would you think, Geigen? Like an endurance?
Endurance usually, or resist torture drugs works too.
Yeah, let's go with endurance. Just because it's less aggressive.
It is.
Oh, that's kind of a lot. I didn't know it was that kind of drink.
Save that for the stronger drinks.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I mean, they go off of will, so hopefully you have points at least one of them.
Yeah, you said 13.
Yeah, I mean you're feeling happy, but you're not overly buzzing. That your head's not feeling the pressure or anything yet. You're still doing okay.
Okay. Well, she's gonna down the rest of that one and then take him up on his offer for the neon. What's it called?
Neon Nightfall.
Nightfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of order the Neon Nightfall, and you're sitting there at the table and you're just kind of talking back and forth with Wolfram, and you just see this arm just reach in front of you and place the drink in front of you. And as you look over, you can see Mark's arm just kind of retract from you.
Thanks, Mark. Cheers.
No problem. You're welcome.
I mean, I'd be careful with that guy. I heard he bit a girl last week.
And he's still allowed to work here?
I can hear you, you know. And it's
I
true.
love you too, Mark.
I did bite, though. She asked for it.
See, consensual biting is okay.
It's not my thing.
I do not
but
see
I guess
problem. I do not see problem. I was polite.
I was night. That's what they all say.
Ido didn't really have any other ultimatum other than she didn't want to hang out with the whole group of people. She just checking out what this bar is like.
Yeah, no, you're just again, you're kind of taking in the architecture, and you can continue to see abyss divers come in. You hear various conversations about dives and encountering, kind of pseudo animalistic versions of glitches, and the table behind you kind of overhear them talking about how there's like a dog-like glitch that they encountered, and there was a small pack of them running in the labyrinth, and how it's not completely unusual, but it was certainly strange to kind of see and to deal with, but wasn't a big deal for that team. Back at the other table, Ava is continuing to kind of buy you drinks, and she's bought you some appetizers. She's got the spread going. There's some nachos, there's some various dips, some salsa, some guac, and you can see that they also have a spread of kind of mozzarella cheese sticks with marinara spread. It's wings. It's pretty standard bar food, but it's certainly tasty and doing the trick. And she's not abstaining either. She's chowing down with the rest of you, and just trying to make herself available to answer your questions, if you have any.
So while this is going on, Lexi's just kind of playing with her little PPC, just being Lexi. She's taken like a couple sips of her drink to be nice, but she doesn't drink like alcohol. It's not her thing. She would rather just have like a fizzy water or something like that. So she's just, kind of being quiet and playing on her PPC. She's, kind of checking out where like she can get stuff to upgrade her computers and different things. And of course she's checking out about those rings to see if she can even get like an inexpensive one, because it was so cool. And, just kind of seeing what's around with all that.
Sure. Yeah, Ava's just kind of passively looking, and she kind of looks over and sees you kind of looking into all of that stuff, and she's just gonna put a very gentle hand kind of on your arm. Lexi.
Yes, ma'am.
I can tell you're very into tech. I am too. I love computers. But can I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
It's your first day here. You're going to have plenty of time to dive into technology and to look at gizmos and gadgets, and we are the center of the tech hub here in Siren City. Cerberus gets everything first, and we get everything best. You will have things at your disposal that you can't even fathom at this point. And I know that probably just sent you on a buzzing search to want to learn more about what all those things are, and I am happy to show you. But tonight, you survived your first glitch encounter. You should be celebrating with your team and taking it in.
Yeah. I know it's really exciting, but just remind me, I want to look for a Linux thing, and I'm looking for a specific packet manager to use, because I was getting some blue screens, and I'm hoping that packet manager will help with that.
She's gonna kind of look over and see your device. Yeah, I mean that's not a necessarily an outdated device, but it's certainly newer models available that are a little bit more reliable and run on the latest softwares and firmware. So yeah, I mean we'll look into getting you one before you have to make your first trip into Tartarus. Okay, you have my word.
Oh, okay. Okay. And
So
then Lexi kind of like is kind of still playing with her little PPC a little bit.
and Ava's gonna kind of look over at you, Barry. Barry, you've been a little introspective this evening. Is there anything that is on your mind?
Just relaxing. We had a long day.
That it has been. Imagine having to travel all that time in a car just to have to get out and fight some glitches and then continue to make the journey here. You all must be tired, but I thank you for coming down and spending some time with us. It's been good to get to know you. But that said, I think it's probably about that time. We're gonna have a big couple of days trying to orient you all to the city and to Cerberus and to all of the things that there are still to get you up to speed on. But if you need anything, make sure that you give me a call. You can all find my contact information in your personal devices. Just give me a ring and I'll be there to answer. I'm quite looking forward to making you every bit as successful as I think you can be. I really have been hoping to find a team like you and to get a team like you. I am dedicated to making you the best you can be.
Wanna be the best around.
I appreciate that.
Never gonna ever keep you down. That's such a good song.
Really.
Love those oldies.
Also, I'm gonna need to go visit the weapon shop when we get a chance.
All in good time. You're all anxious. I know you're anxious to get your hands on things, but it's going to be a few days. You need to leave your body's time to recover before you make your first official dive in Tartarus. We don't need to be losing anybody on our first trip, do we?
Oh no, for sure.
Right. You'll have time. You'll have time to be able to get everything. I promise you. You will be outfitted. There's standard issued equipment that we can have you loaned as you go in, and there's obviously, as you have funds to purchase more equipment, there's plenty of opportunities to do so. Again, as I mentioned to Lexi, I don't know if you overheard, but you all are in Cerberus Gate. You have access to cutting edge technology that no one else has. You have access to implants and cyber tech and enhancements and weaponry and tech that no one else in the world has even seen. We have the most premier scientists, engineers, architects right here in this building, working 24/7 to try and analyze the various samples and specimens that we can get and extract out of Tartarus to help turn that into better tech. And eventually that tech disseminates out into general population and goes mainstream in commercial markets. And that's just how the business goes. So your work here is crucial not only in protecting, but in also furthering the advance of technology for all of society. Some of the medical advances alone that we've had since we started diving have been absolutely incredible, but I'm going to stop myself. Now I'm nerding out a little bit.
Lexi's kind of listening into all this and just, kind of bright-eyed as Ava says anything about tech.
So I don't think I mentioned before, but I was a diver too. And for various reasons, I can't do it anymore. But it's still a passion of mine. And I want to continue to see us excel and to be able to succeed. There's so many different doors that have opened up to you. There's diver games. There's, oh man, just you think where you're living now is nice. Well, it is, but it's nothing compared to where you could be living. There's so much more to this life and to this whole process that you've only just scratched the surface on. So I'm just going to say again, welcome to Siren City. Welcome to Cerberus Gate. And enjoy the night, because it's going to be a wild ride. And as she walks...
You think I could get a desk?
She turns over her shoulder, and you see her pull her tablet out of her tote, and she just puts it back. It'll be in your room when you get there.
Oh, thank you.
There goes another 1,000 sins.
Don't mention it. And then you hear her heels click as it's almost rhythmically in line with the music as she exits the Vampire Noir, and we will call it there for today.
Awesome.
You guys made it to the city.
Oh,
Party!
The city of angels.
And now you're starting to get a
Vampires.
picture of what your life is going to be like in the city.
I'm
Are
also
you-
starting
are
to
you
get a
okay?
picture of what our life is going to be like anytime they're in the city.
I know.
Is she hot? Is he hot?
That's another
you
button.
want to just have a hot meter ready? It would save us all a whole lot of time.
we'll save one
have-
person.
I feel like I need to
didn't
develop.
ask about Mark, by the way. I was showing restraint.
I feel like I need to have like a whole separate screen now for like, is he hot? Right? Like
Yes, thank you. That would be great.
with like a little
Thought about
spinner
that
or
some.
something.
On a scale of lukewarm to scalding, how hot is this person?
Yes. You were tempted. I could see the smirk. Absolutely. What's up, Glenn? Oh man. But yeah, super duper fun. Thank you so much for the new folks giving the follows. Appreciate it. Let's see, Zero Drive, and I can't see because my little screen is so small. My activity feed super small. Zero Drive and Nighthawk. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Appreciate you being here. Again, if you couldn't see from our little scrolling banner there at the bottom, we are live every Monday evening, except for next week, because next week we have to take a break because someone's going to be gone.
What? Who's going to be gone?
I think it's Mud. Right? Isn't it
Yeah.
Mud?
He already
But
said
I'm
that.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
out
missed
next
that.
week.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's out next week. So we're going to have probably a little bit of a break next week. We'll see if there might be something we do in the interim, but we will be back the following week to continue our adventure into the Abyss Divers. But thank you everybody for joining. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid. Also, while we're doing that, let's just do a Geigen. Can you do a quick around the room and see what everyone's doing this week or what's coming up as I find us a raid target?
Yeah, let's start with Lexi. Mimi, what are you doing? Got going on this week?
Actually, I don't really have anything going on this week, but you know, just the way it is this week.
Just the way it
Relaxation.
is.
Yeah.
Just the way it is sometimes. How about
Um,
Quaid, Mr. Pyrat?
I found something for you, Knight.
Okay.
I will probably be playing a mixture of Tarkov and Smite this week. And maybe some Kerbal Space
Whoops.
Program because I'm kind of addicted to
Wrong
Kerbal
thing.
Space Program. So
Back on that somebody
First one or the second one?
both actually. I've been playing a lot of the first one because like
Oh,
I
know
want to
what
go
did.
back and do some of the career. You know? And
There we go.
so I went back and started doing the career and shit on it.
Definitely can't wait till the second one gets a little more in.
Yeah, and that's another thing is that the second one is a little bit still rough around the edges. They just did a big
Oh my goodness! -1 charisma. I was just looking at you to potentially raid you, and you come to raid me. What's
Oh,
going on, fam? How are you guys doing?
Spider-Man meme.
Nice.
Right? Like, absolutely. What's going on? How are you doing? -1 charisma fam. Unfortunately, if you are seeing the ads, I can't help that. Darn you, Twitch and your ads.
Twitch
Yes.
fly.
Can't stand it. But I guess we're
Nato,
gonna hang
what you
around
got
for a
going
few
on this
minutes.
Oh, we're gonna be here a few minutes, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Got to
We're
get
gonna
all
be here
your
a few minutes.
raiders to come up.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get the raiders. Yeah, but Magic, what do you got going on this week?
Besides checking out everyone.
That's a Monday night speciality, actually. I don't usually hop on a
Monday
Halo
night special.
cast and immediately ask how attractive everyone is. Not normally. It's not me, it's my character.
And that would be
totally
some
different thing.
interesting shoutcasting.
Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing a HCS coverage of the top 12 Halo open series on a Thursday, and in the meantime, I just started working with a new editor for more TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, etc. So putting out a good, healthy helping of content on pretty much every platform at this point. So yeah,
Very nice.
Oh, and I just kicked off a new tournament series that I'm hosting, organizing, producing, casting, and we had our first event on Saturday. We have another one this upcoming Saturday. So it's a ladies Halo tournament series. That went really well on Saturday, so I'm excited to pick that back up.
GG's.
You're saying I could join.
I think we finally got the minus
Miko,
one.
come over.
I think we got the -1 charisma fam in here, and probably after ads. So thank you so much for the raid, -1 charisma. Appreciate you guys. I don't think I have a follow, but I was actually looking because we are going to be wrapping up our stream here shortly. And I was actually looking at you as a possible raid target too. So I hope you all had a good evening. Just a quick bit for everybody that's new. If you're into Cyberpunk, we are running a campaign called Abyss Divers. It is a kind of cyber fantasy hybrid homebrew campaign. That is also probably going to become its own system by the time we're done messing with it. Geigen and I are co-creating and GMing this whole series. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to drop a follow and come back on Monday nights, or check us out, how appropriate, youtube.com at FyrLight Adventures to see all the latest episodes. But yeah, Geigen, what are you up to this week?
I'm probably going to be doing some streams each day. We're trying to doing some possibly Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous.
Ooh. Very
I also
nice.
have been checking out a new mod for Mountain Blade 2, which is kind of interesting. It actually does this weird thing where it adds in-world AI to the game, to where you can actually type to any of the NPCs, go up to them, ask them about the world, and they'll give you their thoughts on it, trying to bring the game to life a little bit more. So you can ask a random peasant, hey, what do you think of this lord? And they'll give you an answer.
Sweet.
Probably doing something like that the rest of the week, or working on more crazy stuff like this.
100%. You guys on 2E for Pathfinder? We don't, our Pathfinder campaign ended, and we haven't got a path to pick it back up yet at this point. But that was an awesome campaign for sure. I enjoyed that, even our 1E shenanigans. But yes, so I guess that just leaves me. So Wednesday night streams going to happen as normal, and then going to be doing some more world building wonderfulness, hopefully with Geigen at some point throughout the week, to continue to flesh out this wonderful world that is the Abyss Divers. Beyond that, again, you can catch VODs of this on YouTube. That will go live on Wednesday and should be live also on Rumble shortly after that, if you are someone on Rumble. I don't think there's much more than that. But again, -1 charisma, thank you guys so much for the raid. And I think we are going to go, and Mimi gave us a raid target of MagickRPG. So we're going to go ahead and go check them out and give them some love. Oh, actually, I think they are wrapping up.
Are they?
They are
It's
wrapping
about
up.
time for everybody to wrap.
Yeah,
up,
it
apparently.
It is
I
midnight
know
for me.
it is
Yeah.
the race. It is the race to the finish. So let's let's actually go and send some love over to Behold, because I think they are on for a little bit longer time, and we're gonna go from there. And they also they got a good show. They got a good
Awesome.
show going on.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get that raid going, and we're going to go over there again, make sure that you guys catch up with the VODs and stuffs and things, and we will catch you guys live back here in 2 weeks to do the things. Behold. roleplay. All right, we'll go ahead and get this raid started. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. You guys, the support has been amazing thus far in this campaign, and we can't wait to do more. So we will see you guys later. Be the light in the dark. We will catch you later. Good night, everybody. Let's go raid.
Whoop, whoop.
Time for read.
Easier than percentages, how?
NyteTide, thank you for that raid.
Okay.
No, 4,000 divided by 25 is 160. Each crew member gets 160 gold.
Glad we got to use my Cyberpunk drink set that came up.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to go ahead.